All right, glad to be back with you, though things have not gotten a lot better for the Barnstormers. Daryl Thompson notched two more strikeouts in the top of the fourth inning. It's 3-0 with one out, one on in the bottom of the fourth. We'll try to get you caught up as we can. That is upstairs to Zach Collier. Anthony Peroni throws down to first base. McAdams is back in. It is a ball and a strike to Collier. Josh McAdams, the runner at first, with one out in the bottom half of the fourth inning. DeSabatino had gotten ahead of him at 0-2 and then went to 2-2 before giving up the ringing base hit, the sixth for Southern Maryland here in the nightcap. The Barnstormers in the top of the fourth inning went down 1-2-3. Alleman and Deaza struck out, and then a humpback line drive off the bat of Kelly Dugan within the range of the shortstop Michael Baca. Now ball two is outside and low on Collier. One out, one on, lower half of the fourth inning. Oh, technology. It's such an amazing thing. Everything shut down all of a sudden. My laptop no longer was getting the feed, the wireless feed from my cell phone. The software crashed. It all went down at once, and I had to reboot the entire system. Sorry it took me as long as it did. A second strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Collier. Joe DeLuca, the switch-hitting catcher, waits on deck. It's 3-0 Southern Maryland with play in the bottom half of the fourth inning of Game 2. The Barnstormers hoping to sweep the doubleheader, but they have not been able to get untracked at all against Thompson. The right-hander has been simply brilliant through these first 4 innings. Collier batting 2-2. DeSabatino to the set. The Barnstormers ask for help on the appeal as the pitch was down and away. Ball 3. As the appeal is turned down. Full count on Collier. They have the option of starting McAdams, who has moderate speed at best. DeSabatino has recorded 4 strikeouts in the game, 1 out on the bases. Though Southern Maryland experiencing a lot of success here in Game 2 when they put the ball in play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. DeSabatino to Collier. The runner does go. McAdams will have to reroute on the foul ball. We will stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So there have been 15 men that have stepped in for Southern Maryland. DeSabatino has struck out 4. So if you do the math, the Blue Crabs are 6 for 11 when putting the ball in play. They have a bunt single, 2 other infield hits. McAdams with the first ringing base hit since the Rosa homer back in the first inning. 3-0. DeSabatino working with 1 out, 1 on, looking to retire Collier here in the lower half of the fourth. Throw to first base instead, and diving back in there is Josh McAdams. The Barnstormers with 8 runs in each of the first 2 games of this series, and then Thompson. I had been making the point when everything went haywire. If the Barnstormers had a Daryl Thompson, the race in the North might have ended a long time ago. Fouled away as McAdams again will be forced to return. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think that the Barnstormers would have at least 5 more wins. And it's not just Thompson's games alone, but think of what it would have done, especially in the first half, early in this season, when you had all those games where the Barnstormers starters only went 2, 3, 4 innings, and guys like Rincon and Espinal and Goodson were getting burned out from being overly used. Here's the payoff with the runner going. It's a high pop fly over the right side of the infield. McAdams picks it up. He'll return easily. Rendon in front of second base making the catch. That is out number 2. DeSabatino winning that battle, and now Joe DeLuca steps in. He reached on a bunt single and scored with 2 outs back in the second inning on the second of the infield base hits by Matt Hibbert. Those have been incredibly consequential in this game. Jake Hoover with a couple of near plays but couldn't line up the throw after making a decent stop, and as a result, 2 runs. If Hoover is somehow, and it would have taken a miracle on the second one, the first one he could have pegged a strike across the diamond. If he makes those 2 plays, it's simply a 1-0 ball game right now. Swing and a miss by DeLuca. It's 0-1, and you can always fathom making up a one-run deficit, even as well as Thompson is pitching. He could make a mistake, and somebody could deposit it on the other side of a wall. And tonight, every direction seems to be in play here at Southern Maryland. It does not always work out that way on this field. But 3-0 is a different ball game. You really have to be able to set something up. Now DeLuca drives one out the right field, almost straight at Caleb Gindel. That ends the inning. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We will go to the top half of the fifth inning after they drag the field here at Southern Maryland with the score, the Blue Crabs 3 and the Barnstormers 0.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings, a delicious sub made the way you love, fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals all in one delivery.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
So catching you up on the line totals, for Southern Maryland, 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and just 2 men left. The Barnstormers, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and that lone base runner was left at first all the way back in inning number 1. Ladarius Clark, Anthony Peroni, and Devon Torrance will be facing Darrell Thompson in the top half of inning 5. Southern Maryland trying to get a split and looking to jump back into the tie for first place that existed prior to the ball game tonight. The Blue Crabs would also have a 1-game lead in the wild card race. Dominic DeSabatino has retired 6 of the last 7. Thompson is on an incredible run. And a first pitch breaking ball for a strike on Clark. It is 0-1. Thompson has retired 11 consecutive batters. And in that crew, nobody has reached the outfield. The pitch misses, and Clark bats at 1 ball and 1 strike. In amongst the strikeouts, there's been a pop-up to the shortstop, pop-up to second, ground out to second, foul pop-up to the catcher, and 2 more pop-ups to the shortstop. That is how dominating that Darrell Thompson has been in this ball game here in Game 2. To Clark, a swing and a miss at the fastball, and now the count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thompson already with 6 strikeouts in his 4 innings of work this evening. He's got Clark in the hole at 1 and 2. A couple of hits, including a home run for Ladarius in the opener. Here is the wind, and the next offering, Clark gets underneath. It's a fly ball to center. This will be routine for Collier. He backpedals to make the catch. And that is the 12th consecutive out picked up by Darrell Thompson. 1 away. Anthony Peroni steps in. He grounded out 4-3 back in the second inning. It's the only ball that's been hit on the ground against Thompson the entire night. And Clark just the second batter to get the ball to the outfield on the fly, or at least past the infielders on the fly. There have been a couple that have been caught in shallow outfields left and right. So now with 1 gone, Peroni stands in. Top half of the 5th inning, the Barnstormers running out of outs against Thompson, who's pitched one of the best games we've seen all year. Now a line drive and a base hit into right center field. Peroni breaks the streak of outs, Thompson retiring 12 in a row. That has ended. Anthony Peroni continues to swing the bat pretty well. He picks up the second Barnstormers hit of the game. Devon Torrance will come to the plate. Torrance struck out back in the second inning. McAdams is wise to what could be going on here, and he is already on the infield grass playing against the bunt, figuring that Torrance might want to use that route to get the tying run to the plate here. Devon swings away and fouls it back for a strike. It is 0-1. Jake Hoover, the third baseman, waiting on deck. The Barnstormers try to build off the one-out single by Peroni here in this top half of the fifth inning. Anthony Peroni now 18 out of his last 40, just a cool 450 clip for the Barnstormers' number 2 catcher. And a Torrance, a swing and a foul ball ringing back. It looked like off possibly the mask of Joe DeLuca. We've seen DeLuca take some shots back behind the plate. He doesn't come out for anything. And when the year is over and you're looking at voting for an all-star team, you've got to consider him to be the catcher on that all-star team simply because of what he's meant to this ball club. Torrance stays alive, a foul ball back. It stays at 0-2. A guy who's never played in a major league organization. Speaking of DeLuca, he has come in here. He's hit in the 270s. He has played, this is game 80 for him, in one way, shape, or form. That is very, very high for somebody who catches as a trade. Here's the pitch. Torrance will stay alive once more, still facing Thompson at 0 balls and 2 strikes. When you look at it, these two ball clubs are simply playing their 84th game of the year. Coming in here at Southern Maryland for the season, coming into the second game of this doubleheader. Both these ball clubs, in fact, 43 and 40 overall. To Torrance, 0-2 once again, and he pops another foul back over the screen. Will continue at 0 balls and 2 strikes on Devon, fighting to reach base behind Peroni in the top half of the fifth inning. The Barnstormers, to this point in game 2, have not advanced a runner into scoring position. Allemond reached on a one-out single back in the first. Peroni does likewise here in the fifth. Couple of strikes to the switch-hitting Devon Torrance, and the offering, ground ball right side. That is handled by Silva. He'll go to Baca for one. The throwback to first is in time for the double play. They get Devon Torrance by about half a step. 4-6-3, nicely started by Silva. Baca in the neighborhood at second base anyway, and he fires the strike back to first. The Barnstormers still can't get off the mat against Daryl Thompson. He hasn't gotten many ground balls, but he gets one when he needs it. No runs on a hit, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. Southern Maryland ahead by the score of 3-0.
Hey, $2 bill here, aka the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new Cash Vibe with Quick Cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at 150 grand. Plus Quick Cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Three nothing in favor of Southern Maryland. We go to the bottom half of the fifth inning here in the nightcap. Michael Baca, Matt Hibbert, and Ruby Silva are the scheduled hitters. Southern Maryland will, over the next 4 days, the weekend series, head to York And then they will go to Long Island, following us to Central Islip. They, as well, have very few games left against the Southern Division, but they will end the year with 10 games against Southern Division foes. One of those will be a makeup game, or so it appears, from earlier in the second half against Lexington. That will be here in Waldorf. They finish on what will be a 7-game homestand over 6 days. They go to High Point just prior to that. Here is the wind by Dominic DeSabatino. He bounces the first offering to Michael Baca here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's ball 1 and no strikes. The Barnstormers finished the season with 3 at home against High Point, and the only other games against Southern Division foes the rest of the way, a 3-game series in High Point a couple of weeks prior to that. Fastball is there. DeSabatino works to Baca at 1-1. Michael Baca with a soft line drive single over Rendon's head in the left field that helped to build the run-scoring second inning. Dominic DeSabatino outside and low, and Baca bats at 2-1. DeSabatino hasn't walked anyone. He has struck out 4, giving up 6 hits, but only 2 of them loud, and 3 runs. Rosa's home run, the primary difference here in Game 2. DeSabatino can't complain about the lack of support in any way, shape, or form because he has gotten back terrifically all season long. Second strike delivered by the lanky right-hander. It is now 2-2. But tonight, DeSabatino getting no backing whatsoever, but that's what happens when you run head-to-head against Darrell Thompson. Ground ball past the mound. Easy play for Alleman. The pickup and the throw, retiring Baca. That is 1 gone here in the bottom half of the 5th. Matt Hibbert will step in. He's been an issue more for Hoover at third than for DeSabatino. Hoover has gloved both ground balls that Hibbert has put into play here in Game 2. But they have been very tough plays. The first one, a Baltimore chop. Jake had to race in and try to get off an off-balance throw. He was well wide of target. The second one, Jake made a diving stop toward the hole, tried to get a throw on line from the seat of his pants, and again missed the mark. And I think they're going to call off that pitch because the music was still playing when DeSabatino fired. That does not happen in professional baseball in the United States. Other sports, it's allowed, and I believe they do it in some other countries. So 1 out, and I think we start fresh on Hibbert here. Ground ball pulled foul over toward third. Ray Ortega has it go through the wickets on the hitting coach. The ball's still rolling free. Nobody wants to touch it down there in the bullpen area. It's 1 ball and 1 strike, so they did allow that first pitch to count. Thought for a second that Nick Mull, the plate umpire in Game 2, would wave that off. Chopper to shortstop. This is Rendon, and he will line up the throw. Hibbert's retired 2 outs. Ruby Silva coming to the plate. 8 of the last 9 have been retired by DeSabatino. This is really a very nice start for Dominic here in the second game of the doubleheader. The Barnstormers offensively, though, have simply run into the brick wall known as Darrell Thompson. And when Thompson is on like this, there's just so little you can do about it. He means so much to this franchise because he can do all the community appearances and everything all winter long. He's the pitching coach and a very good one working with this staff. He's got the great numbers as the starting pitcher. Now a high fly ball to left for Silva. He tends to get the ball to carryaways. Back on this, though, is Torrance. He will make the grab, and it's a pretty basic bottom half of the 5th inning for Dominic DeSabatino. We're on our way to the 6th. We'll see if the Barnstormers can solve the enigma with Hoover, Rendon, and Gindel stepping in. The score, Southern Maryland 3 and the Barnstormers 0.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries, plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
This is the sound of the kind of thrill ride summer was made for. Here's the sound of another one. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our entire line of performance vehicles, including the RCF, LC, and IS. Strap in and then hold on tight. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Well, the hot-hitting and terrifically productive Lancaster Barnstormers offense has met its match in Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader, encountering Daryl Thompson when Thompson is on, especially here at home. He has thrown a 2-hit shutout. Lancaster has mustered only 2 singles here in these first 5 innings. Jake Hoover, Clea Luis Rendon, and Caleb Gindel stepping in the top of the 6th, and we'll see if the Barnstormers are able to make any headway here whatsoever against Thompson. Still not a runner past first base in the entire game. A 1-out single by Alleman in the first and a 1-out single by Peroni in the 5th. That has been it. In danger here in Game 2 is Kelly Dugan's 16-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 2 in this contest. He will get one more shot. Here is the first delivery to Hoover as he squares the bunt. Takes ball 1 outside and low, 1-0. Hoover has fouled out to the catcher as one prior at bat. That came back in the 3rd inning. The Barnstormers have sent only one batter over the minimum to the plate against Thompson so far. The fastball is there. And to Jake now, 1 ball and 1 strike. 6 strikeouts for Thompson over his first 5 innings. There's nothing standing in the way of Daryl Thompson from going the distance here in Game 2. Outside and ball 2 to Hoover. 2 balls and a strike. His pitch count is reasonably low. He's breezed through a couple of these innings without having to deal more than 10 or 11 pitches. To Hoover, 2 balls and a strike. Jake looks at a fastball. That is at the top of the zone. And a second strike. We go to 2-2 now. The Barnstormers down by 3. They have only 6 outs left here in Game 2. But as I said, the pressure a little bit off. The Barnstormers have taken the opener tonight, 8-6. Hoover smashes it to second. 1 hop to Silva. And that took a very gentle hop to the second baseman, making that a pretty easy play. Hoover retired. We've got 1 gone in the 6th. Clea Luis Rendon now steps in. Rendon struck out. He went down swinging back in the 3rd inning. The Barnstormers are getting the ball in play now, which is a step in the right direction, but still very few base runners against Daryl Thompson. 3-0 our score in the matchup of the Aces. Here is the pitch to Rendon. That is fouled off. No balls and a strike. But you could just watch the Barnstormers' swings, and, like, they're just off balance against Thompson. He has just mastered the league's, for the most part of the season anyway, top run-scoring team. 0-1, Rendon with another foul ball back. It's 0-2. The Barnstormers just aren't squaring up anything here. And Thompson has thrown only 72 pitches through 5 1/3 innings. So certainly he's got the arm to go all 7 tonight and save Matt Latos for a couple of games in the upcoming series against York. 0-2 on Rendon. Thompson kicks, fires, and misses with this one. It is ball 1, 2 strikes. Caleb Gindel looking for his first hit in the doubleheader. Waits on deck. The Barnstormers have only been shut out twice all year. Southern Maryland has done it both times. 1-2, and Rendon sends a deep fly ball to right center. This one will not travel. The air has died since the first game and maybe early in this one. Collier fading back to make the catch. That's 2 outs, and Gindel will step in. And ultimately might be the hardest hit ball off Thompson in this game. Rendon gives Collier an easy chance out in right center. 2 gone, and Gindel stepping in. He has gone down swinging, and he has popped to the shortstop 0 for 2. In the second game tonight, he went hitless in 4 tries in game 1, flied out to the warning track on 1 occasion. Blake Allemond, who has one of the 2 Barnstormers base hits here in game 2, into the on-deck circle. Gindel has the entire left side of the field to shoot at. McAdams is playing a normal set over at third to take away the bunt, and Baca is up the middle and to the right side of second base. He does have to keep the toes on the infield dirt when the pitch is delivered. Gindel awaits, and the Thompson pitch is fouled back on a healthy swing. No balls, 1 strike to Gindel. 3-0 Southern Maryland. Thompson has struck out 6, has not walked a batter, and that is just remarkable here in 2021, but it's typical for Thompson. The 0-1 breaking ball carves up the inside corner for his second strike. It is 0-2, and you just, again, this is Thompson. This isn't the Barnstormers at all, in case you're worried that they might be going into a slump or something. This is all Thompson, swing and a miss. Down goes Gindel. 1, 2, 3 go the Barnstormers in the 6th inning. Thompson strikes out his 7th. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Dominic DeSabatino trying to keep the Barnstormers in the affair with the score Southern Maryland 3 and Lancaster 0.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game, and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
I always use the quality start statistic to describe how well a pitcher is thrown, and this tonight would be the 11th of the season for Thompson out of his 17 starts. The Barnstormers did beat him, by the way, back on July the 16th at Clipper Magazine Stadium. The only other time Lancaster has seen him this year. Barnstormers winning the game 5-4, and it was DeSabatino that night as well. Thompson victimized by his defense, an error by, it was McAdams at third base in the 7th inning, led to 3 Barnstormers runs that pulled that one out. Jovan Rosa leads off here in the bottom of the 6th inning and takes a strike from DeSabatino. Rosa with the 2-run homer in the 1st inning, pretty much all that Thompson has needed tonight. They did tack on a run in the 2nd on an infield single. Last time up, Rosa struck out. Now DeSabatino comes back. He misses down and away. Ball 1 and strike 1, the count to Rosa. Alleman, Deaza, and Dugan are scheduled in the top of the 7th. No sign whatsoever of Matt Latos warming up in the bullpen. Thompson has been that good. You don't even think about taking him out. Partial swing by Rosa. The Barnstormers ask for help and get none from a first base umpire, Mike Williams. 2 balls and 1 strike here. Rosa followed by Harrison Crosby, bottom half of the 6th inning. Southern Maryland has led just about from the outset of this game. And now Rosa takes ball 3. DeSabatino struck him out and made him look pretty bad back in the 3rd inning, chasing pitches out of the zone down there. But it hasn't worked here in the 6th, and Rosa has a big advantage. 3 balls, 1 strike. DeSabatino peering in, getting the sign from Dominic DeSabatino taking a while. Now rocks and brings in the 3-1 line drive, caught by Hoover at third. And for Dominic DeSabatino, that is out number 6 in a row, whistled right at Hoover. He doesn't always line up his throws, but boy, that glove is as steady as there is. Now with one out, here is David Harris, the right fielder. He is 0 for 2. Harris has flied to right and struck out against Dom here in the second game. DeSabatino with a shot at his 6th quality start of the year. Might not be good enough tonight. We'll see if the Barnstormers can erupt in the 7th and get to Thompson before the bullpen can even get ready. Ball 1 is outside to Harris, 1-0. Alex Crosby waits on deck. That is the Barnstormers' hope here in Game 2. Chopper toward third. Hoover with an easier play this time than against Hibbert in the first. He guns down Harris, 5-3. Very similar ground ball, but Harris didn't get as good a start out of the box. He's not as fast, and the ball got to Hibbert a little bit quicker. It did not bounce as high as that one in the first inning. 2 outs, and Alex Crosby will be the hitter as Harris takes a while to get off the field. It's been a long day for everybody. You look at Thompson, and this is pretty remarkable because we all talk about the automated balls and strikes and the strike zone seeming a little bit tighter than normal this year. That seems to be the scuttlebutt. There have been so many walks in Atlantic League play this season. Ground ball pulled foul. It is 0-1. Yet Thompson has probably proven that maybe it's not the strike zone, maybe it's the pitching. He has gone 8 different starts. This would be the 9th one tonight without giving up a base on balls. He did walk 3 against Long Island back on the 4th of August. Now a ball pounded toward the gap, left center field. That one is going a ways. It will bounce over the wall. That is a ground rule double for Alex Crosby. So he is at second with 2 outs, and Josh McAdams will step in. 7 hits off the Sabatino. Crosby crushing it to the gap in left center. Hit the warning track and jumped over the fence. 2 bases for Crosby. McAdams will step in, 1 for 2 here in the nightcap. Southern Maryland trying to avoid the sweep of the 3-game series. This is the 5th series between these 2 ball clubs this year. There has not been a sweep yet. The Barnstormers leading officially 9-5. And, well, this game not looking terribly positive, but with this Barnstormers club, you just never know. They have been known to surge when they've looked dead the entire game. Here is McAdams with Crosby at second and 2 outs. This is a big out for DeSabatino to keep the deficit at 3 going into the 7th inning. And the Barnstormers with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters scheduled. If they've figured out Thompson, maybe, just maybe, it can put together a rally. This one popped up foul. Dugan with no play down the first baseline. 3-0 Southern Maryland. 1 strike on Josh McAdams, who struck out twice against Augie Silk and homered against Gabriel Moya in Game 1. Silk pitched a solid game. It wasn't extraordinary by any means, but he got the support and certainly solid enough to notch his 4th win in Game 1. No balls, 1 strike to McAdams. Crosby leads off second. DeSabatino to the plate. This is popped up to shallow right field. Dugan and Alleman both there. Alleman makes the play. So DeSabatino with the opportunity at a complete game. If the Barnstormers don't tie it up, he would rather that they do. But DeSabatino certainly representing himself well tonight. The Barnstormers need to figure out Daryl Thompson, get something going, and get a big blow in the top half of the 7th inning. They've got the guys up who could do it, but we are through 6, Southern Maryland leading by the 3-0 score.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take Mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
This is the sound of someone getting the most out of a summer day. So is this. Because for some, summer days were made for adventure. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our entire line of leading-edge hybrids, each with the power and range to help you get the most out of your summer. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Daryl Thompson has pitched 6 innings. He has faced just 19 batters here in Game 2, and the Barnstormers trail by 3. Blake Allemond, Alejandro De Aza, and Kelly Dugan will be facing the ace right-hander of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs in this 7th inning to try and break the spell. Again, the Barnstormers have been shut out just twice this entire season. Mike Devine with the last-ditch relief help from Matt Lados shut out the Barnstormers back on June 12th. First game of a doubleheader, 3-0. And then the second time it happened, Southern Maryland won on August 1st, 16-zip at Clipper Magazine Stadium. First pitch strike to Blake Allemond. Thompson comes back, ground ball on the right side. The first baseman goes for it. A high throw to first, and Thompson still able to locate the bag. They retire Allemond 3-1. Nice defensive effort by Thompson to help his cause here in the 7th inning. And not a bad play by Rosa, who had ranged far toward the hole and had to spin around and make that throw, guiding Thompson along the way. 1 out. And here is Alejandro De Aza. He is 0 for 2. He has popped to the shortstop and struck out here in Game 2 after collecting a home run and a single in the opener of the doubleheader. Now the Barnstormers now with just 2 outs left of them in Game 2. That August, the first game, which the Barnstormers certainly were never in. De Aza, big rip and a miss here. It is no balls and 1 strike. That one was thrown by Blake Bivens, 7 1/3 shutout innings. And now Thompson has the blanking working here into the 7th inning. His breaking ball is swung at and missed. De Aza bats at 0-2. So the hopes for a last-ditch rally for the Barnstormers here in the 7th inning beginning to wane with 1 out already, 2 strikes on De Aza. But still of interest, Kelly Dugan on deck, his 16-game hitting streak on the line. That is lashed past third. A base hit down the line. McAdams couldn't get to it, and De Aza will hold it first on a 1-out single, and that gets the Barnstormers 1 step closer to perhaps pulling off a miracle. Dugan steps in. Kelly tonight has struck out and hit a soft liner to the shortstop. Barnstormers match their season low with their 3rd hit of this ball game. De Aza is on with 1 out. Dugan stepping in, and Kelly just looking to reach base. Ladarius Clark is on deck, and with him, you just never know. Shift is on against Dugan. Thompson to the set. The pitch to Kelly is low, and ball 1, no strikes. 16 in a row he has hit safely. And game 1, 1 for 3, and he was hit by a pitch. A 17th straight game here. And the Barnstormers will get the tying run to the plate. Lados is beginning to throw in the bullpen. Big swing and a miss by Dugan. And the count levels at 1-1. De Aza has such an incredible knack of doing things just as he did, shortening up. He was trailing in the count, and he just went the other way, placing the ball past McAdams down the left field line. Dugan batting 1-1 here. Thompson sets, brings it home, and it's ball 2, high and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. It'll take a while for Lados to get ready down in the bullpen, but closers don't take as long as others do. 2 balls, 1 strike to Dugan. Kelly turns on that and misses. So it is 2-2. Clark on deck. After that would be Peroni. 3-0 in favor of Southern Maryland, top of the 7th inning. The Barnstormers, for the third time in this game, have picked up a one-out single. Nobody has made it to scoring position against Thompson the entire night. Dugan open stance, awaiting the 2-2 offering from Thompson, and that is swung on and missed. Thompson strikes out his 8th of the ball game and his 80th of the season. It matches his season high, and Ladarius Clark is the final hope for the Lancaster Barnstormers. And you have to believe that the hitting streak for Kelly Dugan is going to wind up 4 short of the franchise record. It's going to be tough to get him up again in the ball game tonight. A lot would have to happen for Dugan to come back around. Here's Ladarius Clark. He is 0 for 2. He is popped up, and he is flied out to center field. Only the second Barnstormer to reach the outfield. That happened back in the 5th inning. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner to Ladarius. It is 0-1. We're just seeing a master craftsman at work here in Game 2. Daryl Thompson in full Daryl Thompson mode. He's done this to the Barnstormers before. Think back to the first game of the playoff series back in 15. Completely shut down that club at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Clark pops it up. This should end the game. In foul territory is Rosa. He will make the catch, and we've got a split of the doubleheader for the second time between these two ball clubs this season. And they are back tied for first place in the Northern Division. Daryl Thompson and Dominic DeSabatino go all the way in a great pitcher's duel in the second game of the doubleheader. Thompson just a wee bit better, and he brings Southern Maryland to the split of this doubleheader. We'll be back to wrap things up from tonight in just a moment. In Game 1, the Barnstormers winning 8-6, and then Southern Maryland takes the second game of the doubleheader by the score of 3-0.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
Well, it continues to look like these two teams are not going to separate by very much in the second half, and it's looking more and more apparent this race will pretty much go down to the wire in the last couple of games of the season. The Barnstormers came in here to Southern Maryland trailing by 1 in the second half. They take 2 out of 3 and leave Southern Maryland in a first-place tie. The Barnstormers have the edge in the second half series, 4-2. So if you look at that technically right now, the Barnstormers are in first place here in the second half. But the records are identical, 13-11 coming out of the split of tonight's doubleheader. The Barnstormers, while disappointed about Game 2 tonight, have to be very pleased that they have come to Regency Furniture Stadium and taken 2 out of 3 here to climb back into the first-place tie and give themselves a little bit of an edge. Still 9 games left between these two ball clubs here in the second half. And, again, I think you're looking at a situation, whoever wins 5 or more out of the remaining 9 has a very big edge at taking the second half. In Game 1, the Barnstormers win it by a final score of 8-6. 8 runs, 12 hits, an error, 8 left. Southern Maryland, 6 runs, 9 hits, an error, and 5 left. The win to Augie Silk, the loss to Misael Severio. Scott Schumann with his 16th save of the season in a 2-hour, 41-minute long game. The Barnstormers with home runs from Ladarius Clark, Alejandro Deaza, and Blake Alleman in game one. Josh McAdams and Joe DeLuca connected for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Story of the second game was Daryl Thompson. He throws the 3-hit shutout, striking out 8 in going the distance. He threw only 90 pitches and faced 2 batters over the minimum for his 7-inning shutout performance in game 2 of the doubleheader. The final line totals in the nightcap: 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors, 3 left for Southern Maryland. The Barnstormers, no runs, 3 hits, an error, and just 2 runners left on base. Thompson, the winner. He is 11-2. Dominic DeSabatino, you can't complain about his effort. He also went the entire second game without walking a batter. He struck out 4, gave up the 7 hits and the 3 runs. The home run for Jovan Rosa in the first inning, his first back here in the Atlantic League. This one took only 1 hour and 41 minutes. The crowd tonight here at Regency Furniture Stadium, 1,986. Game 2, Rosa with the 2-run homer in the first inning, and then the 3 straight 2-out singles in the bottom half of the second. Joe DeLuca bunted his way on, and Michael Baca lifted a single soft liner just over the head of the scrambling Clea Luis Rendon, moving DeLuca to third. He was running with the pitch, and Matt Hibbert's infield base hit plated the run to make it 3-0 at that point. Lancaster never moved a runner into scoring position against Thompson here in game 2. Taking a look at the rest of the Atlantic League scoreboards tonight, Long Island tangling with the York Revolution. York leads that 7-5 in the top half of the 9th inning with Jim Fuller in. West Virginia has defeated Lexington 13-9 to try to keep pace with the High Point Rockers. High Point taking advantage of that beleaguered Gastonia pitching staff. The Rockers leading tonight by the final score, or not the final score, but it's close to being final, 17-6. The Barnstormers and Southern Maryland knotted atop the Northern Division at 13-11. York, if the Revs hold on tonight, will move to within 3 games at 10-14. Long Island dropping 3.5 back. It's looking like no wild card here in 2021. Somebody is going to have to win the second half in this division, and Lexington is definitely well back now in the Southern Division. High Point 16-9, and Gastonia with a loss tonight would be 13-12. West Virginia would go to 13-11 and move into second place, 2.5 games out. Lexington and Long Island, the first half champions, are both or soon to both be in last in the second half of the Atlantic League standings. The Barnstormers are 43-41 overall. They haven't been able to set a new season high with a 5th game win because of the 3-0 defeat at the hands of Southern Maryland here in game 2. That's going to do it from here. We'll be with you at 6:30 tomorrow evening from Central Islip, Long Island, and Fairfield Properties Ballpark for the opener of a 4-game set against the Long Island Ducks in their ballpark coming up over the holiday weekend. The Barnstormers tomorrow night will be sending Niall Ball to the mound. He's pitched very well as of late. Right-hander Scott Harkin, with whom we are not familiar, going for Long Island again. We'll be with you at 6:30 from Fairfield Properties Ballpark tomorrow evening. They survived Hurricane Ida quite well, and the ballpark ready to go for the action tomorrow night. So until then, for our video producer, Ryan Cortazzo, all the cast and crew at Clipper Magazine Stadium, and our presenting sponsor, Gockenauer Appliances of East Petersburg, I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and come Tuesday with the York Revolution in town, we'll see you at the ballpark.